Yeah, it's alright with me. Hey, student, I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Well, let's talk about the 5 attitudes that will block your English fluency no matter what your level is, okay? Here on my channel, I focus on pre-intermediate and intermediate students, starting at these levels. But I know that these attitudes will block your fluency no matter where you are, okay? Even if you were like super duper advanced, well, watch out, okay? So if you don't know me very well, hello, I'm Teacher Prix. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. So consider subscribing. Now, the good stuff, maybe not so good, Well, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I may break some hearts today. Guys, at this level, and quite honestly, for the rest of your journey, okay? For the rest of your journey, these attitudes have the power to block your mind, okay? Because this video is not talking about the grammar, the vocabulary, not necessarily about that. I'm talking about attitudes that if you have them as a person, you will struggle to learn English pretty much in every aspect of your life. And these attitudes, they have the power to block your mind for fluency. And as I like to point out, a blocked mind equals no fluency, no success, not the dreams you want, because you get stuck. You get caught up in these attitudes and you don't move forward. And I'm going to talk about them, I'm not going to waste any time. The first one, the eternal pursuit of the quick hack. Oh my God. What is a quick hack? A quick fix, a quick solution. Okay? And I believe there are wonderful ways to learn quickly. I learned English in 6 months. Actually less, but this is a story for another video. But in 6 months, I was speaking, understanding. My vocabulary was good, not the best. I still need to improve my vocabulary. But I went from nada, nothing, niente, to speaking in 6 months. So it's not that I don't believe you can learn fast. I don't like the idea of the eternal pursuit of the quick hack. You're never satisfied. You're always looking for a way to find something faster, quick, to get the solution you want. And this is not how life works. Examples: learn English while you sleep. Learn English only by listening. Learn English like a baby. Because babies, they don't study. They learn. I want to do that. Learn English without any effort. Learn English while driving to work. Learn English without any grammar. Grammar is boring. Grammar blocks your mind. I don't want to use grammar because babies don't use grammar. Native speakers don't use grammar. Bad. This will block your mind. Learn English with games, teacher. Come on, show me some apps. I want to have fun, just fun. Girls just want to have fun. Now, there's time for fun and there's time for work. The problem here, guys, as I said, you can learn fast. You can have tremendous results in 3 months. There are studies that show that you can learn in 3 months. I like to be more conservative. I like 6 months, but in 3 months, my friend, you can do great. Now, the problem of the quick hack is the mindset. Is the mentality, is what you're thinking when you search for these quick hacks, okay? Because here, what are you basically trying to find? Human nature. You want to learn without making sacrifices. You want to learn without making effort. And when I say you, I'm not necessarily talking about you. I'm talking about the people who have these attitudes, okay? Maybe you don't, so that's wonderful. I'm happy for you, really am. So the mentality, the mindset is this: I don't want to make any sacrifice. I don't want to do the work. I don't want to make an effort. Oh, sit down reading. This sounds exhausting. And this is the problem. This is the problem of the quick hack. It's not about being fast. It's about no effort, no sacrifice. You will have to make sacrifices to achieve the goals you want in life. Not just the goals in English, but the job, the trip, anything you desire, there will be sacrifices you will need to make. The effort. Put the phone away. You will need to concentrate, to focus. You cannot escape that if you want to succeed in life on your journey to fluency. Understand this. The difference between a fluent person and a non-fluent person is in the mind, is how you think, how you see things, how you understand the world around you. And when you begin to understand that the transformation starts here, not... One moment, please. Oh, I don't have it here. Not with the books you buy to study English, not only with the grammar lessons you buy to study. It starts with the mindset. Because if I go on my journey to fluency expecting to make very little work, to do very little work and do wonderful things, it is not going to work out. Second thing, expect to improve by doing very little work. And they are very similar. Quick hack, little work. They are connected, completely connected. But I wanted to emphasize something else here. Technology. Technology is stealing your attention. I'm not saying it's a horrible tool because I would be a hypocrite. Thanks to technology, I am here. Thank you so much for technology. But how you use technology, they don't teach you that. They don't give you tutorials. That's the problem. Technology is making you dopamine addicted. You're becoming addicted to dopamine. When you scroll down to the next reel, the next video, the next joke, your brain wants dopamine. The excitement. Oh my God. And that's how technology steals your attention, steals your time, steals your life. And as a result, look at the problem, okay? As a result, when it's time to sit down, write, read, study, focus, you can't. They become extremely arduous tasks. They become painful. Your body reacts negatively because of all the conditioning of technology. Understand this. You will need to study 3 to 5 times a week. Yes. Oh, teacher, can I study 6 times a week? Yes, go for it. Balance is key. Exaggerating the number of hours will not help either. What I want to emphasize here, and I always talk to my students about this, is the level of difficulty. So you will need to increase the level of difficulty. Because quite honestly, if you sit down to study for 2 hours, okay, I'm going to study for 2 hours every day. Awesome. But you're always doing the same old, easy exercises. You don't think. You don't need to think. You answer very quickly, done. Okay, you're studying for 2 hours, but they amount to nothing. They amount to zero progress because you're only fooling yourself. So the difficulty has to increase. So many times my students in my academy, they pick one part of the lesson and they tell me, Priscilla, teacher, I stayed here for 1 hour to finish this part. It was so difficult. Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be long. The exercise is very short. But your concentration, focus, attention, writing, reading, connecting the skills, that's what's going to make a difference. So don't think about the number of hours. Think about the consistent work you have to do and the complexity. It has to be more complex. It has to challenge you. It has to make your brain work to find answers. That's what needs to change. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck at an intermediate level for the rest of your journey. Basically, that's what I do with my babies. And how do I do that? Well, they have the recorded part. It's an online program. It's not a private lesson. They don't have a private lesson only with me. This doesn't happen. It's an online program. They have the modules. They have group conversation classes in group, twice a month. They have live workshops. But I give them more. In our group on Facebook, they have 25 folders. And in each folder, there are 10 to 20 different activities. And what am I doing here? Short activities that will take them a while to do. So maybe the video, this challenge, for example, that I'm giving the babies. It's extra. They can do or not. They decide. The videos are 1 minute. But the complexity, they have to sit down and study. They're not talking about English. They are challenging their listening comprehension and including a speaking practice. They have to work on their English speaking alone. So I know that some students will do this in 10 minutes. Other students will do this in 20. Other students will do this in 30. Because they're challenging their brains and learning information in the process, learning information that will make them better people, not just better English speakers. That's also very important. Before I move on to the rest of the lesson, make sure to subscribe to my channel. You know, this really supports the channel when you subscribe. And if you're enjoying this lesson, make sure to share it with a friend, especially a friend that right now is going through a difficult time and they need to be shaken up, you know? Oh my goodness. But let's keep going. I don't want to waste time today. Hey, check my study plan cycle, by the way, but let's go. 3, this is the worst attitude that will make you stuck forever, okay? Which is to transfer your fluency responsibility to someone else. And I'm going to show you the screen so that you can read, okay? Maybe you can pause right now and read. But this happened to me. This right now that I wrote is my story. I studied English for almost 1 year. I didn't learn. I was stuck. I didn't understand anything. 1 year, 10 months to be more specific. I talked to my parents and I said, I have to stop. I'm not learning. It's not for me. And I stopped. I quit. 2 years later, I decided I wanted to try again. I wanted to learn English. And I went to a school. Yes, I went to a school. But at the school, there was no group conversation class. There was no speaking. The teacher spoke in my native language, in Portuguese. And this moment I had with the teacher, 5 minutes. I had about 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, the teacher would speak in Portuguese to me most of the time. And he would give me the grammar lesson. Oh, do this page, do this grammar exercise, go. And then I was alone. I had to study. I had to take responsibility for my fluency. I didn't have a private teacher, but I went to a school. Yes, I went to a school. But this was the moment I had. And then I was alone. So I didn't transfer my responsibility. Imagine if I had transferred my responsibility to the teacher. He needs to make me talk. But he needs to make me fluent. No. I show you the way. This is the job of a teacher. I show you the lessons. You do the work. So I took responsibility and I started working on my speaking every day. I would go home, I would stay in my bedroom, speaking like a crazy person. Creating conversations, answering questions. Sometimes my mother would knock on my door and she would say, what's going on? Who are you talking to? Come on, it's lunchtime. Because I was committed. I was tired of not having results. I was desperate to learn. That's a very important thing. I wanted to learn. Every essence in me, every part of me wanted to learn. And this is what we call nowadays a burning desire. Burning is what the fire does. If it touches your skin, it burns you. So the burning desire. Do you have a burning desire to learn English? Because if you don't have it, this is what is going to happen to you. You're going to transfer responsibility. Because I've been working as a teacher for almost 20 years, guys. And you could have a private teacher. You could live abroad. You could go to Harvard. I went to Harvard. And I saw classmates, my friends who studied at Harvard with me, who were not getting better. So it's not outside. The answer is always inside. With my academy, I guide my students. I show them how to be organized, how to put the lessons into practice, how to develop a speaking habit. But it's always their responsibility. Because I have seen people who had private teachers for years and they couldn't learn. I have met people who lived abroad And this is also, here I have to make an observation. This is also connected to methodology, the way you study. But it's not the point of my lesson today. I have other videos here on my channel where I talk about the way you study, the activities you do, because that's very, very important, okay? So do you have a burning desire to be fluent? I was talking to my father about this last weekend. We were going for a walk, and then I told him that one thing that I don't talk about enough here on my channel was that when I decided to try to learn English again, I was desperate. And I have to emphasize this word. I was thirsty for knowledge. I saw English as an opportunity to change my life. And I used all that energy. I transferred the responsibility to myself. I took it. I held myself accountable. And I freaking learned it in 6 months. And I have been trying to show people how to connect English with their lives, how to organize their practice. But if you don't have the burning desire, it doesn't go. It doesn't work. So this is very, very important. Number 4, complaining all the time. This is the victim mindset, because sometimes people do this without paying attention, without realizing. They don't realize they are playing the victim, using the victim mindset. We all complain. I'm not a hypocrite. We have moments when we complain. The problem is when that becomes who you are, when that becomes your essence, when people know you as the person who complains, as the victim. And if you have this mindset, you will not achieve English fluency, you will not get the job you want, you will not have the goals you want in your life, because this slows you down. My life a few years ago, about 7, 8 years ago, was bad, okay? I complained all the time. Nothing was enough. I was always in a bad mood. And then I started to pay attention to my attitude. I was complaining too much. Oh, but if only I had this. Oh, but if only I had that. Oh, but I don't have the opportunities they do. This is the victim. Don't act like the ugly duckling. You were born, remember this. You can forget everything I said in this lesson, but don't forget this. Remember this. You were born to do great things. You were born to succeed. You were born to achieve greatness. Don't accept less than that. However, to be great, you need to take great actions. And complaining about not being fluent, or complaining that the journey is too difficult, or that you don't have anyone, that's why you're not fluent. This will not speed up the process. The universe likes gratitude. When you're grateful, when you accept the challenges and take action, the universe responds more positively. God responds more positively when you are positive about your life. One thing that I learned in many courses that I took that helped me become a better person was this. Act like the person you want to become. I want to become fluent. I'm going to act like that person. I want to act like the person I want to become. This is the mindset you need to have. And finally, comparing yourself with others. This is awful. This will destroy your mindset, your confidence. Comparing yourself with others. And here, guys, I need to say this to you. There are people who are better than me. There are people who are better than you. I know that. I know that there are people who are better than me. But this is something Bob Proctor said once, and I never forgot it. If I want to be free, I gotta be me. If I want to be free, I gotta be me. You know, when I started my journey as a teacher on YouTube, on the internet, many friends of mine sent me messages. Oh, Priscilla, do this thing that teacher does. Do that thing that teacher does. Oh, this teacher is doing this. You should do this. Oh, that teacher is doing that. You should do that. And that was making me extremely uncomfortable. And then I watched a video from Bob Proctor that said, if you want to be free, well, he said to himself, if I want to be free, I gotta be me. And that's when I realized, oh my God, I'm trying to be someone else. If I want to be free, I gotta be me. You can be inspired by other people, but comparing yourself will block your mind. If you compare yourself with your colleague at work, you will block your mind. Oh, but my colleague, he speaks so well. I will never speak like him. You're comparing. It's negative. Instead of doing that, be inspired. Oh, my friend speaks English so well. I will do that too. I'm going to work hard too. That's good. Don't play the victim. Because you were born to do great things like everybody else. What changes is the attitude. And here, guys, you can read this. Comparing yourself with others will only block your mind. You don't know that person's journey, the sacrifices that person made to get where they are, their ups and downs, their struggles. You only see, this is important, you only see what you would like to have. That's all you see. But you don't see the path the person went through, the sacrifices the person made to get where you want to get. That's why comparing yourself is so toxic, because it's an illusion. You see what you want and then you compare, but you don't know how long that person has been going through challenges and hardships and doing the work to be there. It's not fair. It's a game you cannot win. Embrace who you are and work to better yourself. Guys, finally, excellence is expensive. People who tell you that it's cheap are lying. Excellence is expensive. And this is where you have to be honest and answer this. Are you willing to pay the price for excellence? But what's the price, Priscilla? Just money. Money is one element, but there's more. Costs time, dedication, perseverance, resilience, self-awareness, self-accountability, self-love, respect towards yourself and others around you, delayed gratification, never-ending work. That's very expensive. Very expensive. Time is life. We don't have much time. People can say, oh, you have all the time in the world. Maybe you're going to live 80 years, 90 if you're lucky, 95, 100. So you don't have much time. I don't have much time. Dedication is expensive. You have to delay gratification. I need to put my phone away and focus on English, dedicate myself. That's expensive. I know. Perseverance is expensive. You have to look at your current result, suck it up, and keep going. You will look at people around you. Don't compare yourself, but you will look at people around you doing great things, achieving success, and you will have to be resilient. And that's expensive. Self-accountability. My responsibility. That is expensive and painful. It's my fault. The good and the bad. Okay? It's my responsibility for the good and for the bad. Self-love. I have to love myself no matter what. Because if I don't love myself, how can I be better? How can I be happy? How can I achieve success? If the foundation of the world is love. The world is going crazy because we don't love ourselves enough. We only give what we have. Respect. First, I respect myself. Then I respect others. If I don't respect myself, I will have trouble respecting others. Delayed gratification, the biggest challenge nowadays. I want it now. Or better, I want it yesterday. And because of this, we stop. We lose motivation. We stop persevering. We stop dedicating ourselves because we are not willing to delay the gratification. And as a result, we don't get where we want to get. In life, guys, not just English. And never-ending work. I have to study English to work on my pronunciation, reading, writing, speaking, vocabulary. I can't stop. Not only because it's my job, but because it's never-ending. When I tell my students, when I open registration for the Academy, my online program, that I invite you to join when I open again, I say, oh, I will help you go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. Woo! Yeah, but the journey doesn't stop. You have to continue. What do you think? Like, okay, in 6 months, you will open the Pandora box of fluency and no more? Hasta la vista? Well, no. No. We change the mind. We change the routine, the challenge, the difficulty level. You build the habit and you keep going because it's never-ending work. That's why I repeat, excellence is expensive. Are you willing to pay the price? And that's how I want to end this lesson today. Share it with a friend. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one.